guys, welcome back. It is for Towers Films, and today I'm joined by
Doug 218. What's going on, guys?
it is another recap for the Amazing Race, episode number 3. And our teams are departing. It's like a night leg, it seems. So, departing from Laos and heading to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
And our first team to leave was Leo and Jamal, the
Of
Afghan
course.
Bulls.
It's like the second leg in a row they came in first, so they left first.
All the teams catch a flight together.
Because again, they're not that much of a differential from when they left, so they're all pretty much caught up. They're even keeled, basically.
And so when they fly into Ho Chi Minh City, they have to go to what is known as the House of Vietnamese Medicine and pick up a bag of herbal remedies from a doctor.
Some of them got a bit lost. And actually, that's, I believe, where the Afghanistan started to go wrong.
Okay, I like the fact that Beck and Floyd, Team Fun, tried to make peace with Tyler and Corey.
Oh, yeah,
team
by giving them trail mix.
Nothing says love like trail mix.
The team that they U-turned, because they were U-turned by Alyssa and Rachel.
And who happened to show up just shortly
It was
after.
Alyssa and Rachel. And they also gave Team Fun a peace offering.
What was her peace offering?
Oh, what was her peace offering?
Let's check.
I forget, but they offered them a peace offering anyway,
But Team
which I
Fun-
thought was so funny.
Whatever.
They're like, well, you turn you anyway, so, but they accepted it. So they get the herbs.
But what's funny, what you see end up happening is Team Big Brother forming an
Alliance with all the remaining Big Brother. I don't think any Big Brother teams have left, actually. There's been a race team and a survivor team that's left. So all the Big Brother teams are intact. So all the Big Brother teams are formed in alliances to work together. Why not?
So basically, they, like you said, they get
The herbs.
the herbs, but it's just a whole discombobulation with the taxis and
Well, because Ho Chi Minh
it's a hot
City
mess.
is very crowded, and there's a lot of bikes and stuff, so cabs are kind of, cutting bikes off, and, it's just
You thought traffic in your city or your
bad.
town was bad. This was ooh. Okay, so Colin and Chrissy are the first ones to make it there, and it's detour, and it's reel it in or light it up.
The light it up is they have to go with a dance troupe, and it's like they wear neon, the lights up, like black light, and they have to do a synchronized dance with the dance team.
And the choreographer will say yay or nay.
Right.
And
The other one was reel it up. They had to fish for 8 prawns in this big giant pool. Because like they said, it's pretty big in Asia that you catch your own seafood. That could be like anything from crabs to fish, and in this case it's prawns. So most teams chose to dance.
Yeah.
There's only about 3 teams that actually chose to reel it in.
yeah,
And one because they didn't do the dance
Yeah.
very well.
okay, so
And that was the Survivor team.
yeah,
We'll give you their name in a minute. But
so all the other teams went to do
the
dance.
dancing.
Tyler and Corey are the only ones sitting there doing
Prawns.
Floyd and Becker are the first ones to go, and Floyd's the one that says, "I'm going to do it. Let's do it."
They nailed it because, I think on the first try, because she did dance musical theater, and he's part of a drum major set, so they were really good. You think they are professional dancers.
They did it once, and he's like, "No, more energy,
More energy. Yeah, so they nailed it.
They nailed it.
actually. They didn't even go back and practice again. They just stayed on stage and just did it.
But
There's no other team that were there yet at the time.
well, Team Fun's rocking it out with the dance troupe. The Survivor teams, Corinne and Eliza and Chris and Brett, who ended up going to
Chris and Brett started out doing the dance, but
and
then
switched
they
over.
just were not getting it, so they switched over to the prawns.
And the Afghanimals and Brittany and Chanel are all struggling to find this detour.
They're all lost.
All of them are lost.
But they do all eventually do the dancing.
So it's like, you feel sorry for, like, it jumps back to Tyler and Corey who are doing the prawns, and you feel
And
sorry.
they're like, do you think we should switch? Like, we don't know how long it's going to take. And actually, the people there are trying to help them. Because they're like pointing when a prawn gets on the line and tell them how to get the hook out of their mouth and all that.
They're having fun, and they want to see these two white guys actually do this.
Yeah.
You know?
It took them a while because even Eliza and Corinne passed them, and they got there after them. And they passed them, but they did eventually,
you know,
get all their prawns.
So,
and like they were still there when Chris and Brett showed up, but they were able to leave before them.
So what ends up happening? Okay, once they finish, then they end up hitting a
The roadblock.
It's called tune out, and like in Asia, karaoke
Very popular.
big.
So they have to go and do Vietnamese karaoke.
And get a stamp of approval from a respected karaoke singer.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel and Eliza, or Alyssa,
It's Alyssa.
now they're snapping off at each other. You know, you're not doing this right, blah, 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 blah. And it's all coming from Rachel.
Well, even during the dancing, they're kind of snippy because they're not showing. They're both former professional cheerleaders. You think they'd have some energy, but they are not catching it. And Alyssa's actually a yoga instructor now, and they're not really showing a lot of energy. And so that's partially their problem. They're not kept in sync. So Rachel, of course, does her Rachel thing and sits down and kind of pouts. And Alyssa says, put on your 35-year-old big girl panties and let's do this. And Rachel's like, I'm not 35. I actually don't know how old she is, but, doesn't matter, really. But they do eventually end up doing it, and they head off to karaoke. They're not one of the first ones there. I think they're about 5th or 6th to get there.
So,
but Team Fun, I think, are the first to get there, and one shot.
And he said,
Lloyd gets it.
He said, you know what, it was nice because there was no one else behind me.
Right.
I had the time to practice it.
Well, because, you'll notice when you watch it, once other teams get there, you can hear the other ones practicing.
Yeah.
And at one point, when Eliza's there, and I think Janelle is there, Rachel's there, there's a few of them there, she's like yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs. Like the whole thing, like when they're practicing. And I think it's Victor says, I can't deal with this. So he's been there for a little while. He was practicing, and he actually was able to do it, which is lucky. He's like, she's like screaming at the top of her lungs, kind of thing, distracting everybody.
Victor had all the little Vietnamese
Yeah,
girls
he did very well. Actually, a few of them did really well and did it pretty quickly.
And
then other ones not so much.
Because you were singing, the lines you were doing was in response to lines from another person in the video.
Which was the respected karaoke. He sang with them.
Yeah.
So he was singing the other lines, and then what they were singing is response to what he. So it was almost like a duet or a duel kind of thing that they were doing.
Kind of like a Vietnamese rap duel.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically exactly.
So
it was fun anyway.
It was fun. Tyler and Corey are still fishing prawns.
Yeah.
Who shows up but Corinne and Eliza?
Right.
And they him and ha, but suddenly they hit their stride. And
they passed them.
But what's funny is first blood gets drawn. She gets pinched by the prawn. And it's like,
I thought it was the hook, but
because they had to take it out of
their mouth.
And so they managed to get it done. And Tyler and Corey are, oh my God.
So they only needed 2 more prawns. But like the girls were just boom, 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 boom. And then Chris and Brett showed up because they just could not get the dancing.
Well,
so they showed up.
And what was funny, Tyler and Corey both saying they were never going to learn.
Well, they thought they were lost. They didn't think they'd go for the dancing. They thought they were lost. And whereas Corey and Tyler thought, no, I think they went to the dancing, and which is exactly what they did. And actually, they asked them how was the dancing,
Hard.
and they said it was hard. That's why they came here.
So Colin and Christy, Victor and Nicole, they both did the dance and they made it.
And went to the karaoke.
Went to the karaoke. Floyd rocked it out.
A couple of them had to do it a few times. Rachel did.
Oh, she went turbo Rachel that time. It was like so frustrating. She's cute when she gets angry.
I think it was Eliza did that one. She had to do it a couple times, but she did it pretty quickly from what we saw. A few of them had to do it a few times, but actually it didn't take them as long as you would think it would. Really.
Really, if you think
considering
about
it was not in English, but they actually did pretty good.
This was Team Fun's.
Oh, it was there. Oh, and they both challenges were really up their alley,
and
so they really got ahead.
Yeah.
They passed all the other teams and ended up getting to pit stop number 1.
So they had to try and find Phil in the middle of this bustling market.
Yeah.
So, Tyler and Corey finally finished catching their prawns. They
take off, and Chris and Brett are still trying to catch prawns.
And they're both like, well, we should have
They're in last place at this point.
we should have done this first.
Yeah. But
so it comes down to back and Floyd. They hit the map first. They want a trip to Bahamas. The rest of the teams are all struggling their way through the karaoke. Except Victor. I will say Victor knew how to work a crowd, man.
A few of them did better, I found. Like even Eliza I didn't think would do well. She did okay. Victor did well. Rachel had to do it a couple times, but even she seemed to, but of course it's edited, so we don't know actually how long they were there, but it didn't seem like it was that long.
Well, the cannibals finally show up, and Leo, without any practice...
They were kind of in the middle of the pack, near the end of the pack.
But what was funny, though...
Because they had trouble at the dancing.
Because he was really laboring. He was...
Well, they were saying it was very hot, and it was very... it was heavy, the costume. So by the time they were running out of energy. So they kind of, at the end of it, just had no real energy anymore. So it's interesting because it actually kind of came down to them and Chris and Brett, really, as the last two teams. And I mean, they're both really struggling. So it almost came like which would get their last, basically. But the Afghanimals reached the map for them.
And, so Chris and Brett
came in last. And Phil said, that you're the last, bad news, good things come to an end. And then, of course, you know that it's a non-elimination because he doesn't say right away that you're eliminated.
Yeah,
people don't catch on to this point yet.
There's that big, long space.
And he'll ask how'd you do, what was the hardest part, all that kind of stuff, And of course, they're saying, they really should have done the prawns first instead of going for dancing. They didn't actually do too bad at the karaoke. They had some problems there, but again, of course, it's edited, so we don't actually know
didn't get booed off
how long they stayed there.
At least they didn't get booed off the stage like Leo did.
Oh. Well, he was pretty bad. He wasn't even using the right words. It's completely off tune.
Well, because he didn't practice hitting the stage.
No, he said, it's karaoke. What do I need to practice for? It's like, dude, you have to practice.
I know.
It's not even in English. It's not like typical karaoke.
Wake up, man.
So, but he eventually did do it. But it was a non-elimination round. Yay! So they are not eliminated. But sometime in the next leg, they have a speed bump they have to do.
So, interesting to see what the speed bump they'll have to deal with will be.
And how well they can, because right now, we're not 100% sure how far behind the other teams they are. So it's really going to depend on how fast they can get out and how fast they can do the detours and the roadblocks before they even hit the speed bump.
Exactly.
So it's going to depend on how badly the other teams do that are ahead of them. If they run into any problems, which can happen. We've seen it before.
Oh, for sure.
But all in all, it was fun. It was a fun, lively show. It was definitely tailor-made for team fun, and they excelled at it.
Bravo,
So
guys!
it was a good episode.
I can't wait to see the next one.
Yeah, so I like these because they're all competitive teams.
Yeah.
You know, yes, you have the racers, you have the Big Brothers, and you have the Survivors. And actually, Survivor's not doing too well because yet another Survivor team's on the bottom. So Survivor's not really doing very well at all in this challenge. So, you know, they're going to be pretty much wiped out soon.
Pretty much.
You know, so we'll see. There's still, 2 teams, I think, Survivors left. Well, right now there's still the 3, but
there's more Big Brother than there is Survivor.
Because no Big Brother has gotten home yet. No, all Big Brother teams are intact at this point. So far, but it'll be interesting to see what happens next week.
Exactly.
I hope you enjoyed the episode we did, and we enjoyed bringing it to you. If you did, give it a thumbs up and comment. Did you see the show? What did you think of it? Who are your favorites? Don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss another amazing race every week.
Do it.
And we will see you next week.
See
Take
you
care,
guys.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.